Hi YouTube family. I have a few minutes. I'm in between decluttering my home, so someone asked me to make a vlog about breastfeeding because they believe my opinion is interesting due to the fact that I was not actually able to breastfeed. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna talk about today, is my view on breastfeeding. So I absolutely 110% believe that breastfeeding is the best feeding. I've always believed that. I think that, we were created with this gift to breastfeed our children, and I honestly and truly believe that that is what we should do. Now, that being said, I didn't breastfeed any of my kids except Nathan, and I technically didn't breastfeed him. I technically just pumped and gave him bottle, but he was drinking my breast milk. So technically I wasn't able to breastfeed, so I don't really consider myself a breastfeeding mom because he latched on for like a day, and then after that it was too complicated for him to latch on because he had an infection in his mouth and I had an infection in my nipple, so we were not able to keep it a consistent rhythm. So I ended up having to pump every day for like a week and a half, and that way for him to get his breast milk, which was still great. I mean, his immune system is awesome, but it was taking a toll on me because I had to pump like all the time in order to get anything out since he wasn't latching on. And the way it works is, in order for milk to flow at its maximum potential, the baby has to be latching on regularly. Pumping is not the same as latching. So pumping only got me so far. So for 2 weeks I was pumping because of, like I said, the infection. I wasn't able to have him latch on. I could have probably tried harder afterward to have him latch on, but I really didn't have the patience for it, to be completely honest. So I just gave up. But I do believe that if I would have tried a little more, I would have succeeded at getting him to latch on and eventually, breastfed him the whole year. But I wasn't able to do that. But like I said, I do honestly believe that breastfeeding is the best feeding. So any moms out there that want to breastfeed, I totally think that I support that 100%. Now, the other part of the breastfeeding opinion video was, what is my take on breastfeeding in public? So personally, I don't feel comfortable whipping my boob out in public. I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't know. It's just a thing about myself. It's like I don't want to do it in public. But it does not bother me whatsoever when other women do it. Like, if you're confident enough and you're comfortable and your baby is hungry and you want to feed your baby, I mean, do what you gotta do. I feel like it's totally unfair when moms get treated in like a mean way because they're whipping their boob out to feed their kid. I mean, honestly, that's probably the most natural thing out there. Like I said, I wouldn't personally do it just because I don't feel comfortable. I just don't want people looking at me, like looking at my boobs. But if you're comfortable with it, I mean, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? Do it. It's your baby. You want to feed your baby, you feed your baby. Like, don't listen to anyone else's mean comments about it. I think it's totally unfair for any mom to get bashed because she wants to breastfeed her child in public. But I wasn't even able to, so I don't even have like an experience to go off of. I've just seen like a lot of videos and stuff about women getting bashed for breastfeeding in public, and it's just a shame to me because I see all these celebrities that are half naked all the time on TV or at like events and stuff, and it's like, so it's okay for their boobs to be sticking out for no natural reason, but women who are breastfeeding their child get judged and bashed. It just makes no sense to me, but that's just my personal opinion. That's just the way I see it. And that's the point of my video today, is to let you guys know how I feel about the whole breastfeeding dilemma in general. I formula fed Sammy and Isaiah, and they were fine. They got constipated with Similac, so I had to change their formula to Enfamil. That was Nathan. Sammy had Similac soy. That still made him pretty constipated, and I never thought to switch it to anything else. With Nathan, I knew I didn't want to give him Similac. I was determined not to give him Similac, so I tried Enfamil, and it was a success. That's the best formula. For my family, it was the absolute best formula ever. My kid did not get constipated. He wasn't puking all the time. I mean, he was so happy all the time. And I feel that that's part of why he's such a happy baby, because the formula was good for him, as opposed to like Sammy and Isaiah were kind of grumpy kids because they always had stomach cramps or because they were always constipated. So I feel like that's part of why my kid is such a happy baby. Like even when he's sick, he's a happy baby. It's incredible. When he teeths, most kids like cry uncontrollably. They get the fever and all that stuff that comes with teething. And Nathan was just the happiest baby. I mean, he was teething. He would get a little uncomfortable and make some whining noises, but he would just like get over it and just continue playing and interacting with his brothers and myself. So I feel like that's a big part of why he's a happy baby. Like I said, breastfeeding to me has always been the best feeding. I don't have the patience for a lot of things, guys. I homeschool, and I'm surprised at myself that I'm even getting through that, because I am so impatient with so many things. So like I said, just with that particular thing with breastfeeding, I just had no patience. I couldn't. It really does change the dynamic of your life. So like if you're a first-time mom and you have one kid and you're a stay-at-home mom and you're able to breastfeed, kudos to you. If you have multiple children and you're able to do it, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I could not do it. I had 3 other kids. I had homeschooling and I had all this stuff going on, and it was just so much all at once. It was just really, really tough. I just had no patience for it. I think I just wasn't mentally prepared where I thought I was. I thought I was mentally prepared to do it, and I really wasn't, because I've never done it before. But honestly, I wish I would have, because now that he's older and I'm a little more in a routine, I feel like if I had a baby right now, I could totally work on breastfeeding the baby, because I have more patience and I have more time and I have a better set schedule, and my kids understand more. Like, I need a minute, you know what I mean? But back when I had Nathan, it just wasn't like that. So, but I do recommend any mom to breastfeed, because I think, like I said, I think breastfeeding is the best feeding. I've heard so many wonderful things, and I honestly believe that my baby, his immune system is so much better thanks to the little bit of breast milk that he was able to have. So that is my video for today, and I will see you all next vlog.